I was gonna call you once I get back on the road. What's up, Dustin? What's up, JJ, my son? From Starbucks. Hey, Chicago BBW. So I guess we can do the lives on the computer, but they're not letting me do it on the phone. But there's a software I'm testing on the phone. I gotta play with it because if you don't have really good reception, but I'll be good. Hey, Larry Smith, what's up, baby? I'll be upgrading the phone here because I had, well, I think around 7,000 miles over the last 2 weeks. So this next check should be real good, and I think I'm gonna get my AT&T paid and get that service back on. Thank you, Jesus. I also get my hotspot on too, so I have internet access as well in the truck or anywhere else, even at Grumpy spot. Been working as a night auditor for La Quinta Nice Hotel, and an office assistant for Assistant 1 for the state. Cool. Get your money, boy. Get your money. However you got to do it, get your money and put some aside. And have a plan. Have a plan, have a plan, have a plan. For you young people, have a plan. I'm looking at somebody right now who's doing foolishness with his money. He thought he was gonna owe $1,000. Hey, Les Truck, what's up, homie? How's the new gig? Larry Smith, did you get a new gig too? Yep, good. Business administration, you should be fine. I mean, I don't know what you find specifically what you want to do in business. And I've worked in business for years. You should be fine. And then once you can find something, actually, government would be good. Finance used to be good. If you talk about finance, then we'll talk about what companies. Oh, you have your own delivery service. Okay. Yeah, you can do your own business. That's even better. Look, let me tell you, that's your own. That's even better. That's even better. What's everybody's weather like right now? I'm in high winds here in Lubbock, so I'm actually happy the truck's in the shop. I don't know if y'all can see the tree moving outside. But as cloudy as y'all see it, that's just how bad it is. Y'all can see the Starbucks things moving, but it's like dusty. It's like a big dust bowl. So I got in like just in time I came out of Edinburgh, Texas, picking up watermelons from the borders. The Mexican truck drivers were driving them in, and they were taking them. It's called Bill Cross Dock, and they were on the back dock, and we were on the front dock. American drivers on the front dock, and they were putting them on our trucks. And I got loaded. I got in there about 6 something, and they didn't get me loaded until like sometime after midnight, and then I had to sleep on the truck. Let's see how many. Not yet. Still looking. Did you, Larry? Did you talk to Heidi yet? That's 45 degrees with light rain. Okay. Yeah, Bill's up in Washington area. He said it's nice right now. But it's rainy up in Washington, Oregon. But that's normal. Yeah, Chicago. I heard like Minnesota, Nebraska. Those areas are gonna be getting snow. And I heard y'all getting some really high winds too. I'm going in and out. Am I going in and out on my volume for everybody else too? Let me know if I'm going in and out. Can everybody else hear me? Let me know if everybody else can hear me. Larry Smith says she can't. I'm going in and out on volume. I haven't heard Herbalife in years. I remember growing up and Herbalife was fun. Okay, Larry Smith, I'm going to say you probably have to reboot that phone because Dustin and the rest of them usually be the first one telling me my sound sucks. And I'm on the computer. I'm not even on the computer. I'm not even on the what's going on here. I get the oil on there. I don't know how to get oil on there. I got oil. I don't know what the oil is from. I got some oil on here. I'm on the computer. I'm not even on my I'm not on the phone. This is actually the laptop and a newer laptop. Yeah, so Larry Smith, if you do a reboot on your phone, you might end up getting me. Because everybody else is saying, looks like I'm coming in okay. Hey, Red Rose, I didn't see you in there. How you doing, baby? I haven't seen you in there. I know I've been like swamped, so hold on now. Let me. So I got Red Rose. Make sure I speak to my peoples. Red Rose in here. Yeah. So the truck, it's nothing broken on the truck. Well, I woke up and I know, Les. I need to talk to Heidi about getting a damn. She need to pay my ass. But so here's the deal with Heidi. I like the fact she used to be a fleet manager for Conway. Conway was a very driver-centered company. I just had a shitty dispatch manager. The thing about Heidi, though, is that she will listen to what you have to say. Granted, like I said, her job is to place people. So she's also going to place based on her platform of clients. So it's twofold. So you got to make sure that you're forcing her to maybe look for more than one. Like right now, she's pushing WFX. Behind the scene, we might want to talk about that. I'll talk to you about some WFX. I don't necessarily think they're a bad company. I just saw some issues. And they may have changed because I know that they brought in the HR lady from Conway and they brought in the safety guy from Conway. And the safety guy from Conway has done a phenomenal job with that company. Actually, I think he worked with USA Truck or one of those, and he did some phenomenal things with fixing their safety records. He's good. The HR lady, I don't know a lot about. I did like her, but there's other people that were in place that I think they need to get rid of, but it depends on if they're pretty buddy people who own the company. The company is owned by a father and son, and I think the son is mainly running the company, but the son never drove. The daddy drove. So, they're growing the company. You can see the trucks all over the road. She actually posted something on the Trucker 411 channel that they're looking for drivers. It is an owner. They prefer the owner ops, but I do know they have company drivers too. If you're a company driver, they're gonna run you into the ground. But the owner ops also run pretty hard as well. Again, I can't tell you a lot because it's been a while since I dealt with them. So some things may have changed. They might be a decent company, but yeah, I need to give me a kickback on all the promotions. I definitely agree. What I really need to do is build my own client base and become my own placement driver person and place drivers. That's what the hell I need to do. And get in touch with some damn. Okay. Larry, so text me and let me know what company you're looking at. And I can, between me and Trucker Bill, we can let you know good, bad, or indifferent. Yeah, you can lose weight on Herbalife. I knew people back in the day when I wasn't as fat. I was back when I was like 100 and some pounds that had a lot of good health. Them and another one was Shapley. That was another one. And there was another one. I can't remember the name of it. It was a tea, and I can't remember it. They promoted a tea, and I can't remember. A lot of people lost weight with it too. I forgot the name of that company. Yeah, I'm doing the Violet again. The Violet. This is actually a tea mix, I think it is. It's like tea, and I think it's soy milk or something like that. It's phenomenal. And then I have to add the berries to it. It's phenomenal. But yeah, I did a Mongolian barbecue today with Grumpy Smurf. He came and picked me up from the truck thing. He's all happy because he thought he was going to have to pay $1,000 for taxes, and he only had to pay $15. And we won't go into that because me and him had to have a come to Jesus meeting today. Ain't gonna change him none, but it's gonna get him to stop trying to act like he think I'm gonna give him some money. The most I'm gonna do is put some Maypop tires on that truck in the car because he come to find out I heard the brakes squeal. I said, dude, your brakes. I think the brakes are squealing. So today, first he lied and said they weren't. Now he's telling me, oh yeah, I heard them. He's like, I ain't no money to fix them. I said that's a priority issue. Hey, She Breeze, what's up? Go to the Doppio Express with 5 clumps of sugar-free vanilla and heavy cream. I can't do cream So I'll probably do soy. Um, because I'm lactate intolerant, and if I don't take the pill, the lactose pill, I'll be gassy. I might be something else. Might be runny. I might be runny. So yeah, so I'll try it. So the doppio espresso with 5 pumps of sugar-free vanilla. Do you do it iced or do it hot? Hey, NATO P, what's up? I'm on NATO. I'm on the regular. We can do lives from the computer. So also once I get my AT&T back on, y'all be praying AT&T. I don't have no issues with them. They tell me once I pay my equipment, because all I owe is for the equipment, and they tell me once I pay the equipment off, I can go ahead and get my service back on. But I couldn't afford it while I was down with that fracture and I was on workman's comp. I don't do the. I know some people do lactate milk. I don't do lactate milk. I'm sorry, I felt like something else. Why the shit out of me? I don't lactate milk. I do. I've never done lactate milk. I do. I used to, but I do. I do soy. I like the. You know, I like is coconut milk. So I do coconut milk like with cereal. I'm in love with the cold coconut milk. I do that with cereal. Love it. The other one I've done is I've done almond milk. Almond milk's okay, and I've done soy. But I usually will either go through my first top choice of a non-lactate milk would be coconut milk. The next one would be almond milk, and then I do soy milk. Girl, y'all want me to talk about Grumpy Smurf? Oh, sweet mother of God. I know I need to have just a story, like Grumpy Smurf tour story times. So we had to have a come to Jesus meeting. Oh, let me go do this right now. So for anybody who watches this now or later, because I know y'all will remind me, please give me a thumbs up. Please hit the bell and subscribe and share this out so that we can get our membership up to 1,000 so I'll be able to do it from the phone. Although NATO, I'm going to be trying that software soon. Oh yeah, hypoglycemia, Dustin. And let me deal with Dustin on hypoglycemia because I'm borderline diabetic. My father is diabetic, but hypoglycemia is in that family. It just means that you have to eat at certain times. But if you can manage it very well. And I'm gonna tell you, try to research maybe some more natural ways to not be in that realm. If you don't have to be where I'm at. Once I get the weight off, that's going to be huge because Trucker Bill was born diabetic and he almost was at the insulin stage, which means that would be his license. So that's what made him force him into decide to go and do the surgery to get the weight loss done. And he did the lap and lost all that weight. Yeah, actually, call me anytime tomorrow because hopefully I'll be back on the. Well, I'm blessed right now not to be on the road because it's Halloween. Oh, truck. Let me tell you about the truck, and then I'm gonna come back to Grumpy Smurf there, NATO. So on the back of my truck, there was the bunk, the APU unit. It's like a little bunking, and what you do is you turn it to whatever. If you want it on cold, you turn it to cold. If you want it on hot, you turn it on hot. If you want it to fan, you just want a fan blowing, you can do that. And then we have a temperature gauge, hot or cold. And then you just press the button, and you can choose what level of air you want. So I stayed in Edinburgh, Texas, because I was out of hours when I got loaded with the watermelons. And when I woke up in the morning, there was a triangle on there, with the little exclamation point, which means there's some kind of problem. So I took a picture of it, sent it to the breakdown people at our shop in here in Lubbock. So first thing is they kind of they really micromanaging. They're very micromanaging, and it's really because sometimes I hate to say it, the work ethic of some of the people here in Lubbock is really bad. So, but the thing is, if I'm doing my job, to show you, I have not been late on any loads. Actually, that time I'm early because I'll call the customer, and if the load is ready, I go. And I feel like something is shit out of me. I don't know why I feel like something's biting me. I don't feel like something's biting the shit out of me. I don't know why I feel like something's biting me. Anyway, what I do is I basically I call. So like dealing with what's the name of the company? For example, Tyson. He'll tell me the load might be due, or Shannon, your load will due, what's today, Wednesday? It's due, it's going to be picked up at on Friday morning at 10 a.m. Well, I start calling today because what Tyson does is they preloaded trailers. the goal is that the load is going to be ready by 10, but it's done usually sooner. So I call, and then if the load is ready, I just go ahead to Amarillo and go get the load. So that puts me ahead of the game. So I'm never been late. What they do though is they book loads really close. Now our trucks are governed at 70 miles an hour, 70 top speed, 70 miles an hour. So these ninjas, they got you. I think that's how they're planning their loads, is at 70 miles an hour. And I'm like, you can't plan the load at 70 miles an hour. You should be planning between 50 and 55 miles an hour to take in consideration if something happens. So an example was, I had a load in California that was Tyson. It had 3 stops on it. It had 2 on, like, the 25th of last month and 1 on the 26th. I'm at the 26th time for the unload, and he calling me on the phone. Hey, Shannon, I think he told me it was like a 4 or 5 stop load, and ended up being a 6 stop load, right? But I don't think you're going to get to all of it today because you're not in the dock yet at Restaurant Depot. Okay? So I said, cool. I said, well, it's up to you. I said, just know that, I'm going to do the best on the delivery. But if we don't get it all by the time, there's no way. So I told him, I said, then we'll just have to, repower the load and what they call, relay it. I can pick it up, but I might not, because they wanted it there by 7. They always wanted it at 7 a.m. on a Friday. I don't know what the hell that is. So I got every stop on Highway 101, but the 6th stop was on Highway 99, which was like 3 or 4 hours from where I was at on my last stop. I drove that load. In the morning, I got up, headed to go get that load. Then I got as far as I could, which was a rest area in Needles, California. And then they called me in the morning to do the swap. But my thing is that if you're close, like on something like that, because they planned it close, right at the end of your sleeper berth, they calling you, and then he's gonna try to tell me, well, because I hope every human being, it should be at least me, I don't know, my dad, everybody else I know. When you get up in the morning, you usually have to go take a dump and pee. That's just normal. Your body has processed a bunch of food, and you gotta go to the bathroom 1 and 2. Okay. That's the same as so in the morning, that's what I do. And I'm not somebody who just shoves it out. You got some people, I guess they go in there and they shove it out and they go. Me, I'm a good sit on the throne, relax, get everything cleansed. So I could be 15, 20, 30 minutes relaxing, getting everything cleansed. He don't have to tell me, well, maybe you need to go to the bathroom doing your sleeper. I said, yeah, right. Terribly, bye, Felicia. I'm not doing that. Your sleeper berth is supposed to be anywhere from 8, an 8-2 split, if you decide to do it, or 10-hour sleeper berth. 1 of the 2. Do not disturb my sleeper berth. And don't be calling me right at the end of it. I'm going to go to the toilet. I'm going to handle my humanness. And then I'm going to do my pre-trip. And then I'm going to roll. So you might as well just mark out about an hour after I get up. 30 minutes to an hour. And then I roll. I know you got the truck drivers that get up in there, the teeth is rotting out their mouth, you don't brush the teeth, don't wash their ass. The truck is funky. It's not me. So anyway, I done had a little call on that. I was like, And today, they called me because I put on there what was going on with the truck, and I copied in the owner, who's one of my dispatchers, and I called my second in command, the other guy who dispatches. So one dispatches me out of Lubbock, one dispatches me back into Lubbock. So I put them in there, and I had also contacted the breakdown dude, which is another family member, because it's all family run. And so the owner don't come back with, your load is due at 10 a.m. on Friday. Bro, that's not what this is about. And I was contacting him, on Wednesday. That's not what this is about. I'm contacting you about a breakdown thing, and I'm not really talking to you. I just got you copied in so you know that I'm coming in the shop. So I'm already going to be on time. I'm not going to be late. I get up this morning, I get about 100 and some miles outside of Lubbock. And my hours were dwindling down. At that point, I'm about 2 hours outside of Lubbock. I'm at an hour and 17 minutes on my clock. So I choose normally to stop. There was a truck stop, a Love's, off of I-20. I stopped there. Bump down for the night. I know that when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to have anywhere from 3.5 to 4 hours to get here to Lubbock. So I'm going to have enough time to get in because I'm only just under 2 hours out. I done went and did my morning constitution, got in the truck, did my little pre-trip, hop in the seat, drive down the road. I'm about 15 minutes in driving. Got my music cranking, then checked into my news to see if little boy Trump done did anything else weird. Check and see what else our government's doing strange. Any other drama going on. Then I put my music on. Got my driving music on. All of a sudden my phone rings. I ain't answer the phone. I'm sorry, I'm not answering it. Why the hell is my phone ringing? It's them calling. I ain't answering. I kept driving. One, because I got a fiddle for the headset to do it. I'm not doing it. So then he didn't leave no voicemail. So I'm figuring, okay, it's going to be some drama. About 5 minutes later, he called back again. I ain't answering either. Plus, out there where I was at, the service is in and out. Finally, I'm getting irritated. I'm like, this is some crazy shit, isn't it? So finally, he sent a message on the call call. Hey, call the office. When they do that, and they can't tell you on the call call for the people there what's going on, it's gonna be some shit. It's dumb shit. It's dumb. I got up finally. I kept driving. He tried to call right after he sent that message again. I ain't answering. So I get up to the truck stop. I send a message. I said, look, my service out here is intermittent. I will call you when I get into Lubbock. Because if it's something really critical and you can't get me by phone, then you need to put it on that people net. That already told me that's BS. I know it's BS, right? So, lo and behold, I get into Lubbock. I call this genius. This is what he tell me. Oh, well, they really needed that load. I said, the load was due at 10 a.m., right? Yeah. What time is it right now? It's like 9:40. I said, 9:40, right? Yeah. Is it late? No. I said, that's right. And if it is late, I would let you know if I'm having problems. You're doing a good job, Miss Shannon. You're doing a good job. I know this, so I don't understand why you're calling. Absolutely just insanity. It's total insanity. One guy, I don't know, he was here with his family and they looking at me crazy. Like, why are you looking at me? I don't know you. I know there's some weird people in this life. Anyway, so turned around and I got here, filled out my paperwork, but I have about a little over 7,000 miles for this pay period, which is 2 weeks. So it should be a pretty good paycheck. And then I put this truck in the shop, but so they can figure it out, and I talked to them. So I ain't heard nothing back from them. And normally, if something was up, because normally I would have he'd be texting me talking about you got a load to pick up in Tyson or wherever tomorrow at whatever time, and I ain't got any of that. So I'm hoping the truck is still sitting outside because I don't really want to stay at Grumpy's tonight. Because I didn't go to bed for that room, and I don't think I am because I have zero intentions on really staying there. He's just weird. It's weird. And then somebody put something on here. Hold on, I want to go back. Okay, we'll talk about Grumpy in a minute. Yeah, I had type 2 diabetes last year. I went away with the gas. Yes, the gastric bypass should have taken care of that. Okay, so that's probably why you're hypoglycemic then. Yeah, so that should have taken care of it. So all the hypoglycemia means, glycemic, is that you just have to eat at certain times to maintain like your blood sugars from dropping high or low. And if you do that, which is actually good because you just do little snacks throughout the day to maintain it. All right, so Grumpy Smurf, Nato wants to know about Grumpy Smurf. And Nato, you also want me to finish the story about Dean. So let me really do that real quick because I was trying to tell you that yesterday on a little test I did with the software. Dean ended up being HIV positive, and he still lived with it for a long time. His brother also was. What got me was he's a Mormon missionary who ended up being gay. And I'm thinking, how can you discriminate against me and you come from something like that? I mean, and I'm not trying to judge anything, but when you're a minority, you're kind of a minority when you have something where it's back then was very much discriminated against, and you're going to have to discriminate against somebody who's African American. But again, it was how he was raised in Mormon church. I grew up with a lot of Mormons. They used to teach that we were an inferior group. And it's killing me because I see like people like Gladys Knight and these other folks who joined them. Hey, CH. How long have I been driving? I've been driving a total of over 5 years. Probably going into like six or 7 years. I started driving. I went to trucking school in 2009. So if that gives you any idea. So I started driving in 2009. So it's what, 2019. So, but I did leave off the road. So I've had my CDL for over 10 years. But Dean, me and Dean did get to be very good friends. Um, it changed the course of his thinking. And I would listen to a lot of Urban View radio, and there's a lady on there named Karen Hunter, and she's like, one thing that bothers her is that she feels that we have to almost work to make people understand that we are regular human beings, and not to discriminate. Um, oh, I grew up, girls. Shit, I went to high school with Mormons. Little Mormon school was across the street. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute too. But I grew up with them, and I don't have friends of the woman. I actually had one of a roommate with me. Well, she was a Jack woman. She's a good chick. Jack woman, me, they really don't. They Mormon by just they grew up in it, but they don't really go to the Mormon church. Yeah, I grew up with Mormons. I did. Some of the kids were cool because they weren't caught up into the BS. At least they treated you in that way. Now, could that be true, or that could be false on a whole other level? But what I did learn was that a lot of people, sometimes we have to kind of show that we aren't the stereotypes of what they think we are, and that's what happened with Dean. And so for him, he realized that some of the things that he had learned in growing up Mormon and in his family, that this Shannon that he knew, this black lady that he met for the first time in his life, was not what they said we were. And so sometimes it takes one. And Karen Hunter, she said it just bugs her because in her view, why should we have to work to prove that to people? While I understand it, it's kind of like Grumpy. Sometimes if you don't see different, sometimes you can see different and still not want to change. You just decide to stay ignorant. But if you don't see different and don't understand different, then your mind won't allow you to change. And for Dean got to see different and learn different. And he decided to let his mind allow him to change about his stereotypic view of how we as African Americans are. And so, and then I had asked him, I said, how can you think this way and be a gay man? I don't understand. But at the same time, is that any different from somebody like Grumpy, who has this set expectation that he thinks that, I don't even know where this comes from, that women are supposed to do everything for him. But he continues in the foolishness. Now, his is a choice. But there's a point where you can see different and do different. But there's some people who will see different and never want to do different. And they know they should. They just, I'm not going to stay in the same mindset. It's ignorant. It's crazy. I was watching somebody sent me a video on Facebook. And I'm going to see if I can find it on YouTube and link it below. And I can find it. Or I can put the Facebook link on it. But the video that they sent me was an interview with, I guess, some head in the nationalist KKK group. And he was being interviewed by this Latino man. And there's a part where he says about Europeans being in control, whites being in control, that he didn't want Latinos in his neighborhood because he didn't want chickens raised in the backyard. So his thought process is, and I'm thinking, how ignorant can you really be? That you actually believe, I think there's a mosquito in here. That's what it has to be. Did you actually believe, sorry y'all, see someone up here. Did you actually believe that all Latinos have chickens walking around their backyard? And they're going to bring that into a neighborhood, an upper echelon neighborhood? I was blown. I was like, this dude really believes this is insanity. He's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But you have people who are in this weird ass mindset, and they choose to either stay there, and it's like conscious. I think it was Martin Luther King said it, that there's there's the two most dangerous things are sincere ignorance and conscientious conscious of something. Like you're conscious of the fact that something is wrong, but you continue to want to believe in it. I forgot the word of it. I'll remember it later. You're so funny. But that's not And I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but the neighbors had chickens like so some might, but that's not indicative of everybody. So you have identified that every Latino family in America has chickens growing in their backyard. It's crazy as hell. He looked at him, he's like, I don't got chickens. The interview is just mind numbing. And I sat there and was just blown. Right? Okay, so you get my point. One family out of 100 you knew had some chickens in the backyard. I mean, come on. It's just ignorant. Yeah, so I'm just like, it's craziness. Grumpy Smurf, Grumpy Smurf. Let's talk about him real quick. We had to have a come to Jesus meeting in Grumpy Smurf. So what Grumpy Smurf has been doing lately, he's going through his $130,000 IRA. And so now he's like, I'm broke. I'm broke. Understand, like I told you, he gets a pension of like $3,326 a month. Something like that. It's something. He gets under $3,400 a month. There are a lot of old people who are on Social Security who aren't even bringing in $1,000 a month. And he up here crying. So what he thinks, which is why he's so welcoming to Shannon being here, and why also when I was having breathing issues, oh, how long you think you're going to be able to do that trucking? Maybe you just need to go back to a corporate job. Because he thinks if I get a corporate job, I'll stay there with him, and then that corporate money would be coming in, because he knows what I can do corporately, would be coming into that household, and I'll help out so he can stay in his bullshit. I'm sorry, we'll just go there. Which is one of the reasons why I've decided I'm not getting a big in the house. I'm not here enough, and nor do I wish to actually stay in the pissy house. We'll get into that in a minute as well. Because now the house smells of urine. So he started this now that he's gonna go on the 401k. And he thought that I was going to help him. I think it's pretty much he's trying to. My father was always a manipulator of women. So he was always someone who he